use your advantages, right? So I took everything out of my way, ended up using this guy and a hammer after I had aligned it below, right? Use your pry bar, use whatever you got to do to make sure that when you're hitting it down, it's going where you want it, right? I did have it pop to the side a couple times, had to retry it, and then what I ended up actually doing was putting it into position down below, and then having it be straight up and down, actually, not in line with the second place that it has to lock in. And then now I'm moving it about back and forth and a little bit down to get it in the next bolt, which is this guy, which you have to put in from the far side, because the nut is on this side for me. It's probably different in a left hand versus a right hand drive. But so this guy is my lineup tool, bent, but very useful to have that bent, frankly. And so I'm going to knock this guy into place, and then I got to put this guy through the one side, like I said, in, put the nut on, lock it in, and then I'm going to go for final tight of the one below. And I think I'm going to end up using the swivel going up and locking it in from the nut side, which I had reversed it. So the bolt is now like this versus this, because this is stupid. On the other bolt, this bolt goes like this. You have to. But I think that's a better choice. And it went in. It was okay. I mean, it wasn't easy. You know, I got my persuader and my bar, which I use all the time for all sorts of stuff as well as leverage. But it just worked out that it landed right there pretty well. And I was able to pop down. And yeah, now I'll just be negotiating the rest of it. So, having trouble lining up the little thing, you'll end up having to lift the motor up or down depending on what's going on. So I ended up having to lift it up slightly. Can't see, but I've got a little safety, but I'm lifting on like the transmission area, right? And if you look through this little porthole, this is where you can actually check to see if you're lined up in there with the hole, right? So I'm pretty close right now, but I'm not on, right? So I'm going to make sure that I'm on in a minute by running the bolt in there and running this guy through and lining it up right. And then I've put the final bolt, final tight, and then final tight in the other one. Bing, bang, boom, put back together. When in doubt, get the vice grip set. So she was just a bitch. So the 14 on that side, I just put a hard socket, or wrench, on the other side, and I use this to tighten it up. You don't have to go crazy. I'm going to put a little cheater bar on the back side of that and give it a little extra right now, and she's in. The back one I put in a little tight. I'll release the tension of the second of the two lifts, or jacks, because I got it lifting on this side. I'm going to drop that, put in the bottom guy that goes from end to end, put in the two, and then put in the one that goes through it, and make sure that we're all landing the way it's supposed to be. And then I might have to move the motor a little bit around, bing bang boom, and then it's done. Right now it's just like negotiating it a little bit around, for getting in the bolt and everything. You just take your time, move the motor around, try not to move the mount. The mount is where it is, right? So move the motor to match where it is, and then you'll make your life a lot easier. And it's a hard one to get to on there, because you can't get any wrenches side. It's difficult. It just is, and it's an awkward place. You got to lean deep and down and blah and blah. And a lot of you can access from behind the K-member, but really you're gonna want to try to do most of the stuff from up here if you can. And good luck to you.